Bradford Hall. Bradford Hall will be followed by Jumalette Mendoza.
Mayor, members of the council, my name is Bradford Hall. I'm a resident of Fort Worth in District 9. I'm speaking on item 12-2, case ZC 26041, the 187-acre PD 1420 amendment for the Black Mountain Data Center campus. I'm not asking you to reject investment, and I'm not relitigating last September's rezoning. I'm asking what this project costs, and the file doesn't say. This amendment adds an electrical substation as permitted use. The applicant's narrative says that substation would only supply power to data center campus and not be used for distribution beyond the campus. That's the right commitment, and I'd ask you to write it down. Under state utility rules, a dedicated customer substation is paid for by that customer. A network substation is paid for by every ratepayer. The PD language you're being asked to adopt says only utilities substation on site, no limit. Electric service is Encore's business, not yours. But this use is yours, and this staff report carries no projected load, no capacity analysis, not one number for that substation is sized to carry. Permit the use, write the limit into the site plan where it holds. Second, last August on the consent agenda, this council adopted Ordinance 27850082025. It repealed the prior ordinance and set the Hanna Ranch sewer charge at $4,993.64 per acre. That's more than doubled the previous charge of $2,173. The ordinance applies to a sewer basin of 3,708 acres, and it says the charge applies every acre inside that basin without exclusion or reduction. The interceptor it pays for is located near 7819 Anglin Drive, and one of the 10 addresses in this case is 7500 Anglin Drive. Now, a street address doesn't decide this. A sewer basin is drawn by topography, not by house numbers. I know that, and I still can't check it because the ordinance defines the boundary by an Exhibit A and a drainage map, and neither one is published. The city has the map, I don't. So I'm asking a yes or no question. Is this 187 acres inside the Hanna Ranch sewer basin? Because if it is, the adopted rate, that is $933,000. And that ordinance says every acre without exclusion or reduction. Whether that applies here belongs on the record before you vote, not after. And one thing that isn't mine, it's in your staff report. Staff made two findings on the same page. One map, consistency. Requested change is not consistent. On policy consistency, staff found it consistent, citing a policy that encourages development adjacent to existing adequate infrastructure. I'm not disputing either finding, I'm asking about the policy staff cited. What makes the infrastructure adequate for a campus that's asking to build its own substation? That number isn't in the file either. I welcome investment that pays its own way, but growth is not a blank check. So before you vote...
It's a conclusion of your time, Bradford, but I am going to ask you to meet with Dana Bergdorf and hand off your questions to her directly since they're highly technical to provide some answers to you. Our next speaker is Jumalette Mendoza, followed by Ambika Sharma.